Welcome to your weekend focus. January. My goodness, let's be thankful we're not in January anymore. Um, June 22nd, 23rd, 2019. My name is Tilly. Just proved I was human and that I don't edit. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Oh, we had two flip over. And so before we look at these cards, thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I truly do love you. I send that energy right back to you tenfold. Now we had two cards jump out. We have the Ace of Swords and the Empress. Empress was right on top, and I had to look underneath to find the Ace of Swords. So, wow. Um, expect the epiphanies of how to go forward. I mean, we have a Pisces moon this weekend. It's tapping into the inner you, the development of the inner you. And Pisces energy stirs the imagination, grows the imagination. We can, the big picture. It's about the big picture. It's not the little details. It could be our spirituality, our service to humanity. With the Empress, what beautiful energy. The Empress is one of the strongest intuitives and one of the strongest diplomats in our deck. She takes in all the information. She surrounds herself with the right people. And she comes to some conclusions. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It's her way at the end of the day. And she's always shown with fertility, being pregnant. In most decks, she's very, very pregnant, which talks about the new birth, the passion, the love. We have the sun now in Cancer, so we we're more comfortable with our emotions definitely when the sun is in Cancer. It's about our foundations. It's about our home. It's about our family. It's it could be our emotional foundation. This could be new passions, dreams, desires, and the Ace of Swords usually denotes an aha moment. You get clarity or understanding. You think things through, and all of a sudden everything just comes together. You're up for challenges. You gain a new perception. And your self-image, it's growing your self-image with swords all the time. It's a strong air energy. The Empress is talking about new paths, new dreams, new growth, new maturity, new relationships, new starts. We keep getting those hints of that blank page. And now we're getting this aha moment, this epiphany. Pisces moon, we want to get near water. Absolutely. If you want to sit in quiet contemplation, uh, take a small walk, get around water if at all possible. I know somewhere on my page is like waterfalls or so a lot of water things. I take you for a canoe ride. There's waterfalls. You can tell what I do in my spare time. But I do. I get around water. And the Pisces moon, the water is just anything with water, anything to do with water will help you tap into the clarity, the understanding, that aha moment that you already have inside of you about the new growth, about how to step into it. The Empress, how to gather the information perhaps to step into it. There we go. We don't even need a put them back in the deck and give it another fast shuffle. So the energy for the weekend for numerology is a 4 and a 5. And the 4 is really a lot of the Cancer energy, our foundation, our home, our families. Bringing in a balance. Definitely bringing in a balance, and a 5 more so. When you look at the 1, okay, we're alone, we're single, but we could easily be pushed in any direction. And 2, well, it's okay for a balance maybe, but it depends on how wide it is, because if you're trying to put a house on 2 sticks, one wind, the house is going one way or the other. So not a lot of balance to be had. Now 3, when we get 3, we kind of have the tripod, which is a little bit better. When we have 4, you see it? 4, when we have 4 corners, which is the Saturday energy, there's a strength, there's a foundation, there's those 4 main pillars. But when you get the 5th, you can put the pole in the middle, and now you've got real structure. So we're going to build on Saturday through Sunday in our energy of how to go forward, of our travels, of our journey forward. 5 is all about the journey forward. And maybe it's a lot about meditation or going within, having that conversation seemingly with yourself. Talk to God, your angels, your spirit guides, past loved ones. They're all there, and they're listening, and they're waiting to help. Let's see what our cards say. Well, the Magician pops out as our first card. Don't you just love it? Now, whenever the Magician comes in the very first spot, I kind of get that, if you watch a magician, it's just a trick, right? It's just an illusion. So watch out for any of those illusions. And we do have Neptune now in retrograde as well. So that's going to start clearing the path for us and making us see some things that we thought were there before. We wanted to understand it a different way than what it really was. So we convinced ourselves that of course it's this way. We created our own reality, but truly it's just an illusion. But the Magician is, whenever the Magician appears, your wish will be granted. So once again, I have to warn you about that negative self-talk that we can do so easily. We don't even know that we're doing it. And replacing it with positive. So yes, broken record time, new moon affirmations, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen. I have a video, but you can Google it and get 1,001 different affirmations and pick 1 or 2 or 3 or 12 that resonate with you. So I have a link for the video, but I give you about 10 minutes solid, and I put it to scenery. I mean, it's relaxing. I'm hoping it's relaxing, and you do say some of the wording, but it's not, meditation. You don't have to close your eyes. You can watch the scenery. You can think about your words, think about your thoughts. And bring out those positive thoughts of where you want to go, what you want to create, what you want to come into your life. Give it some thought. And boy, that's really been the message. And we are working towards new moon, solar eclipse, full solar eclipse in Cancer. In what, a week and a half? So we want to prepare ourselves. We want to know what we're asking for. We want to envision it. We want to picture it. And the energy of the weekend really leans towards being able to do just that. Be careful what you wish for. Sometimes when you look back, boy, are you ever glad that wish didn't get answered? But at the time, you were like, seriously, please. And in hindsight, it's like, that was a close one. I really wanted that. We have the Ace of Swords come back right in the middle here. We're only going to do 3 because 2 popped out and I've been talking a while. And the Ace of Swords, the aha moment, the epiphany. following the magician, for goodness sakes. Start wishing, start dreaming, start imagining, start fantasizing. Because with Neptune retrograde, we're not going to be able to stay up in the clouds too long. We'll have to come down. We'll have to get grounded. Okay? And Cancer is there to make us want to feel that balance, that safety, that togetherness, that cooperation. We can't have those things with our head in the clouds. But I'm thinking this weekend, it's okay to just pop up there a little bit. Start growing your dream until you're actually scared of, oh my gosh, could you imagine if? Grow it. Get a little crazy with it. It's just in your mind. Until you say yes to it, you can transpose it any way you want. A million times over until you get to there. You can keep changing it. So grow it a little bit. Get excited about if I could. If time, energy, money was no factor at all, and you woke up, now what are you writing on that blank page? Has the dream changed? Has the goal changed? Has your perception changed? And maybe through fantasizing and dreaming a little bit and just kind of letting your mind just wander where it wants to. And growing that fabulous happily ever after. You get that aha moment. You get that epiphany. One more. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. I love the Nine of Wands. And gosh, I have a story for the Nine of Wands. And maybe I'll tell it at the end. Because some people don't like listening to me go on and on. But Nine of Wands. Every one of those wands behind us represents a path that we have walked until this very moment in time. And look at them. They're the paths that you thought you were never going to make it through alive. You were sure that was it. And yet here you are, standing strong, realizing the beauty of who you are. And each one of those wands in the background is straight and strong and true and tall, and every one of them have new growth on them. And then we hold this really gnarled stick. And really, that's your new path, people. That gnarled stick, and you are sizing it up, and you are like, wow. Now you're wearing white, so very new opportunities. The clean slate once again. And we're wearing red. So it's got to have some kind of passion. It's got to, oh, I just got goosebumps when I said that. It's got to be your heart. It's got to be your courage, your strength, your determination all coming together and saying, I've got this. Look behind me. Look what I've been through, and look at the results of the knowledge I've learned, the talents I've picked up, the sage wisdom I possess now in order to go forward on my path. And it's the combination of all your paths coming to a larger path in front of you. So this isn't like we're, wishing, oh, I wish I had ice cream for supper instead of food, I don't know, or dessert, or that was kind of a dumb, but it is what it is. That's the ice cream for dessert. I wish I had ice cream for dessert. It is, it's the end goal. So don't be making them small. Don't be making them doable in 5 or 10 years. Grow them so you need to be here another 150 years in order to accomplish it all. Because it's just going to be so grand and beautiful and wonderful. Fantasize. I get fantasize very strongly. You'll get that aha moment. You'll get that epiphany. Just grow the dream, and know that you've got this. Know that it doesn't matter how gnarled and crooked and stubby that stick looks, we're going to grow it tall. And it's going to have a lot of growth on it. It's going to be the best one yet. We'll get out our nature's whispers here. Make a decision. 11. Strong energy. And the 11 was the Justice card, which was in the full moon reading, the middle card. So Justice is showing up again to cut the things out of our life that no longer serve us, to step into the path we want, to make the commitment, to give it 110%, to walk with integrity, to believe in ourselves and our dreams and our capabilities and our talents. Make a decision. 11. Let's see what the book says. Your sheer determination is highlighted at this time. Your spirit will support your desires and manifestations. The ability to create or destroy has always been within your skill base. You have the wisdom and the confidence needed to use the skills constructively. Now is the time to act. If you know what it is you want to accomplish and why, since the powers of transformation are at your command. The powers of transformation are at your command. Truly, I really get a sense that it's true. And your belief and the amount of belief you put into that will determine how strong that energy works for you. Since the powers of transformation are at your command, change your desires into objectives, your thoughts into actions, your goals into achievements. If you recently met with failure, know that you can change that failure into success. The only limits you have are the ones you impose upon yourself. So if you think you can, you will. And if you think you can't, you never will. I'll try. You never will. I'll attempt. You never will. I am embracing my tomorrow today. That's what you need to tell yourself. So what does your tomorrow look like for you? And embrace it. The only limits you have are the ones you impose upon yourself. It's your level of belief in who you are and what you can become, and the power that lays within you, in order to manifest what you want forward. Remember, the Magician card is here. He's awaiting your wish. So give it some time and really think about it this weekend. I kind of get allow yourself to giggle and don't get serious about it. Dream. Laugh about it. Think, well, that was kind of a little far out there. Maybe I'll back it up and go this way with it. Have some fun with it. Maybe get together with some people and, like-minded people and say, okay, let's just grow the dream. Let's get a little crazy here. Where could we take this if we wanted to? And feed off each other. I know the Empress surrounds herself with a lot of people with a lot of different knowledge, a lot of different perceptions, schools of thought, trains of thought. See the beauty around you. See the beauty within. Understand the beauty of who you are. Look at how serene this card is. Partnership, beauty, grace, elegance, and partnership. So get together with that someone special. Maybe it's a best friend. Maybe it's a lover. Maybe it's somebody you know well. Maybe it's a child, a parent. Partnership is highlighted twice. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing. The dreams that you wish will come true. And that's a direct quote from Cinderella. The swan is often associated with the transition from the ugly duckling into the beautiful swan. And in this message, Swan wants you to know that you have been beautiful since the moment of your conception. You have been beautiful since the moment of your conception. I don't care if you're male or female. You're beautiful. Absolutely. You're a miracle. You're amazing. And you need to realize that about yourself. And you have been that since the moment of your conception. Your spirit is something that people find beautiful, and Swan wants to remind you that you are loved very much. Swan tells you to look deep within and around yourself. See the beauty all around you. It can be simple things, like a flower blooming on the side of the road, to a smile from a stranger. Beautiful surrounds you. If you're doubting a love relationship, Swan reassures you that the partnership is strong. If you're not in a love relationship, this is an indication that a long-lasting and beautiful relationship is right in the next pond. So remember, a dream is a wish that your heart makes when you're fast asleep, right? In dreams, you'll lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. So let's have an awake dream this weekend at some point. Fit it in, please. I mean, I get kind of like this loving, affectionate, playful kind of energy. So we should have fun when we're out in groups and doing things. We want to feel grounded. We want to feel that happiness. So I think those kinds of things with the 4 energy and being in Cancer, the sun in Cancer, the moon in Pisces, it's just kind of the stage for beautiful, happy experiences. We might want to just indulge ourselves a little bit. And so do it, okay? Within limits always, right? We don't want to go off the meter, but our story, and for those of you who know this story, please, before you leave, remember, I do love you. For those of you who have stayed on, whenever I've been seeing the 9 of Wands, it so reminds me of the story of the young girl that made threads with her father. Strong cords, thin cords, different colors. And when she was 18 years of age, her father came to her and he says, "You're 18 now. It's time to take you and find you a husband." So they packed up all their threads and ropes because they were going to go to different markets in different countries. So they set sail. And there's this horrible shipwreck. And she ends up the only one on this island, and all of a sudden people grab her and they sell people. They're slave traders. And a gentleman in the crowd sees her up there, and he thought, she seems like a really nice girl. I'm going to take her because I'll treat her better than a lot of these other people would. So he takes her. And he shows her how to make canvases and tents and heavy materials. And after a while she settles in and figures, well, this isn't so bad. It could have been a lot worse, and I'm alive. And so they go out to trade, and pirates overtake the ship and take her captive. And she's put to work making the large masts for the sails. And once again, she finds herself learning new things, feeling out of place, having to feel grounded, having to grow her own balance and happiness around her. And a great storm comes up and the ship goes under, and of course she is the only one alive on this beach. Little did she know at the time, but the beach she had landed on, the emperor knew of a tale, a prophecy, so to speak, a prophecy about a woman that would show up on his shores one day and build these beautiful, marvelous tents that would just give him so much honor and prestige and riches beyond his wildest dreams. And so he would have his army walk up and down every so often to look for this woman, and lo and behold, they come upon her, and they said, "You have to come with us. You have to come to see the emperor." And she goes, "Of course I do. Of course I do." And she's kind of like, "Seriously, I just kind of got my place again. I just kind of started feeling comfortable again, and you go and you do this to me. Just let me live a life, any life, but stop. Please, like what's with that?" And she goes to meet the emperor, and the emperor asks her if she knows how to make tents, and she had seen many different tents, so she says, "Yeah, I could make tents." And he says, "This is wonderful. This is wonderful news. What do you need? I'll give you anything you want to make these tents." And she goes, "Well, first we're gonna need some heavy tarp kind of material, heavy canvases." And he goes, "Well, we don't have anything like that here." And she goes, "I know how to make it, so don't worry." And they get to making the canvases, and he goes, "What do you need now?" And she goes, "Well, I'm going to need strings and ropes and to bind all this together." And he goes, "Oh, well, we don't have anything like that." She goes, "That's okay, that's okay. I know how." And she sets to work on making the ropes, the threads that are needed. And he comes up and he says, "What's next? What's next?" She goes, "All that's needed now are the large poles." And he goes, "We have nothing like this. We don't have any large poles." She goes, "I know exactly how to make them. Don't worry about it. We'll get to work right now." And when it was done, it was one of the most beautiful tents, because she had a beautiful imagination and creativity. And she took all these different tents that she saw and she built this one. And yes, the emperor got great riches and prestige and honor because of this beautiful tent. And so he pulls her back in and he sits her in front of him. And he says, "You gave me all of this. What can I possibly do for you?" And she says, "Well, I started off when I was 18 with my dad to find a husband, so I guess I would like a husband." And he says, "Marry me." And so they did. They got married and lived happily ever after. And so sometimes we're just not ready to meet the emperor and marry him. Sometimes we have to grow our skills, grow our knowledge, grow our talents. And it doesn't seem like it makes sense, but we come out with all these paths where we are strong and vibrant and have knowledge and strength and love and compassion and empathy all through these things. And now we get the gnarled post again, the gnarled wand, and it will be straight, and it'll be the strongest, best, tallest. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.